Ons gesels nou met Maingard en hy is van Outside the Bowl Africa. Hy is besig om met 'n inisiatief om regtig hongersnood uit te roei. Maar jy gaan nou verstaan hoekom dit absoluut moontlik is, want baie keer dan dink mense hierdie is nie moontlik nie. So good morning, Mark.
Hi, goeiemôre, gaan dit goed?
Ons kla nie, ons kla glad nie. Ek wil graag met jou begin, Mark. Your story is amazing. Voor ons kom by Outside the Bowl Africa, jy het so uit die soos die Engelsman sê, Navy agtergrond en catering besigheid vir jare groot maatskappye gebou. En jy is toe geheadhunt met jou kompetisie wat jy toe na nommer 1 toe gevat het en 'n kontrak, is 'n interessante storie. Ja, hierdie groot kontrak is 1.2 miljard Namibiese dollar en dis tussen regerings en alles en weggestap oor korrupsie. Waar jy self basies 25 tot 30 miljoen rand was jou deel, regmatige deel, tot jy besef het, maar hier gaan onetiese dinge gebeur. And you walked away from it all. Net so 'n bietjie agtergrond van waar het dit als begin en dan ook, ek dink hoe die Here jou geroep het na dit.
Ag, baie dankie. Ja, it's a crazy story, but a beautiful story. I was so fortunate that God called me in 2009 to take on this massive task of feeding hungry people in His kingdom. And I don't think it would have happened if I didn't walk away from worldly opportunities. And, from 2009 to 2013, when I did leave, I was still focused on the worldly stuff. And I think it was just a huge halt. And He said, right, now you've got to change direction, which I'm so thankful I did, because it's been an incredible journey. And I'm so blessed that and fortunate that I was called to take on this task. So yeah, it's been amazing.
And it's quite as well. I mean, you guys focus on food for especially children, and just how the story unfolded, where you bumped into this woman and you saw a vehicle, Magda, and they used this old, the crumbs of a cookie factory, and they made a porridge, tried to make a difference, but with no nutrition and everything. And then Outside the Bowl's got a very interesting background, but you really want to provide, by 2025, 500,000 nutritional meals per day and try to eradicate hunger by 2030. But this company is also Mexico, Haiti, South Africa, Malawi. So exactly what do you do? And we're going to talk about the super kitchens. It's a fascinating story for me.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, it was funny. For a few years after I had the dream, I kept driving behind this vehicle that said Magda's sopkombuis, Magda. But I didn't realize what it was about. And then a very good friend of mine, Johan Duran, is actually now our CFO. It's just amazing how that also worked out. I had an organization called Valley of Abundance in Paarl. And one day he said to me, can you come with me on Friday morning to the Paarl East Community Center? And I'd had this Magda in my mind for a few years, and I got there, and it was Tannie Magda. And it was a soup kitchen. I thought that she was maybe a caterer or something. Anyway, that day we handed out, and I'll never forget it was dadels, dates, in a syrup to these mothers and children that were sitting there. And I also had a massive moment there when there was a baby sitting on his mother's lap and with a beanie on. I won't forget it. And he looked up at me and said to me, just with his eyes, please feed me. So that was a huge moment in all this, and then we started setting up the first kitchen, and from there it just grew.
And then as well, I mean, knowing about the nutrition, one meal a day can make a difference. But let's talk about the super kitchens, because for me, it's also a combination between a business and a charity. The first thing that came to mind was social entrepreneurship. But these super kitchens, I was amazed. I mean, if I've got it right, that you talk 1,000 meals an hour that you can manufacture, and just the business model that you guys use. Tell us about that.
Firstly, in terms of the business model, we have a for-profit business, because you need a for-profit business to generate income to support the non-profit. So basically, our for-profit business, just by the way, and 100% of the profits of the for-profit go to the non-profit to build more facilities and feed more. So that's our model, and it really works well. So the for-profit is there to support the non-profit. And in terms of the facilities, the super kitchens, we have kitchens that can produce hot meals. But we about 4 or 5 years ago decided to get to the masses, to get to the big numbers. And by the way, in my dream, God showed me a figure of 50,000, which we're so blessed to have. We really passed that number, and it's been amazing. But we realized that just serving hot meals is not gonna help the hunger pandemic, and that's really what it is. What's coming is going to be quite scary. So we thought, let's make ambient products, meaning products that can go into a storeroom for 10 or 12 months, that we can send into Africa and other parts of South Africa into warehouses, and stewards can then use those products to feed the hungry. So that's what we did, and we did research and development, and we came up with this product, Vita Kids. It's a highly nutritional instant maize meal, specifically for kids, but I mean adults can also have it. But we're focusing on the kids. That's my heart. I believe if we can, make a difference in the first 1,000 days of a child's life, they've got a chance. Not that we don't want to help adults that are in stress, because we do. So yeah, and that's what we did, and it's taken off. And we're shipping product from our Wellington factory, factory 3, which opened last year August. We can produce it, if we do full production, up to 3 million portions of Vita Kids per day. It's really amazing, and without the help of Outside the Bowl and OTB Global in the USA, that gave us the expansion capital and funds to set up our factories, we wouldn't be where we are. So they've played a huge role in assisting us.
Mark, we're going to chat a little bit later. I want to motivate people to get involved, maar ek wil ook hoor, is dit enigstens moontlik, jy weet, ek dink, as ek kyk na die super kitchens en hierdie meals wat julle doen, enige iemand wat 'n sop kombuis het, jy weet, as jy 'n investor het om een van hierdie, net al is dit een van hierdie super kitchen van hierdie equipment te kan koop, kan jy 'n geweldige verskil maak. So met nêrens heen gaan ons gesels nou verder. Ons gesels met Maingard, en dit gaan oor die Outside the Bowl Africa. Hulle is besig om met 'n groot droom en 'n groot visie wat op hulle harte gelê is om hongersnood te probeer uitwis teen 2030. En ten minste hulle het Vita Kids, dit is 'n baie gesonde ete vir kinders. Teen 2025 wil hulle hierdie omtrent elke kind een van hierdie etes gee. En vir jou te verduidelik, hulle praat van 'n super kitchen, hoe hulle dit doen. Ons ken 'n sop kombuis, dan ek weet die mense gebruik potte en panne. Hierdie is massief. Dis 'n groot oonde en panne en potte wat ek in my lewe nog nie gesien het nie. Dis net ongelooflik effektief. So welcome back, Mark.
Thanks so much.
Mark, let's talk a bit hard stuff. To have a vision to eradicate hunger, and I mean, hunger has been with us. It's such a big problem. I mean, I'm not even thinking about the world. I know you guys are involved in Haiti and in Mexico, but if we just take South Africa, not even the rest of Africa, the stats are shocking. And to have a dream and a vision, because you know it's possible if everyone helps. What keeps that dream alive?
Well, firstly, my Heavenly Father that keeps me going and keeps planting little seeds to keep me passionate, because sometimes it all sounds all glamorous, but sometimes it's tough. But as I said earlier, I'm just so blessed that I've been called to do this, and that's just my encouragement. And not only that, I've got the most incredible team working with me at our head office in Wellington. Really, the entire team, from our people in the factory, we've got an incredible team that make the products to our operations ahead, and finance and business development, and so it goes on. We've just got an incredible team, and I could never do it without them. So I'm so blessed to have them in my life.
Is it possible, maybe a curveball question, because if I look at this super kitchens of yours, I mean, people that's into charity for years, it can just put them on another level, and that's the business side of it. Can people go and try to find an investor or sponsor to say, listen, but if we can put up a super kitchen and we can have 100 of them all over South Africa, it will make a massive difference. Is that part of your business plan?
Absolutely, and as I said earlier, that our for-profit dividends, if you like, are going to go into the non-profit, and that we're breaking up into 50% for expansion and 50% to feed, but also with the backing of Outside the Bowl and OTB Global in America and other organizations. So the plan is, like, we're busy right now with someone in Nairobi in Kenya that wants to put up a kitchen there. So we're busy working with them to get that done. But definitely, our next plan for South Africa is the north. Something in the Gauteng area or up north closer to the other borders is where we certainly want to put, maybe not to start with a super kitchen cooking meals as such, but a facility blending our maize, instant maize products, Vita Kits, because we believe that's the quick fix. Because in discussions with Richard, he's the CEO of the World Food Bank in the last few months, his words were that the pandemic, hunger pandemic that's coming is no one realizes what's coming. And his words were, and it's quite it really touches me, is of biblical proportions what's coming in terms of hunger in specifically Southern Africa and Africa. It's gonna get very, very bad, and we just want to set up facilities and be ready and be in a position to even stockpile if we can get the funding, that when there's a crisis or there's need, we can react and have product anywhere within 24 hours. So that is our plan.
And then just to make it more practical for our listeners and our viewers, because I'm thinking now, you're investor for Super Kitchen, but you are creating also a campaign, hunger campaign, but hunger heroes. And it's always shocking for me to realize what a 50 Rand can do feeding someone. And I want to feel guilty, and I need to feel guilty because I fork out a 50 Rand for nonsense so easily, but I can actually feed a child for a month.
Correct. Yeah, we've called it the COVID hunger pandemic campaign, and it's zero hunger by 2030. Look, we're not going to be the sole solution of this. I think we're just a catalyst, and we need other partners, whether it's ministry partners, corporates, NGOs from Africa and South Africa and abroad to assist us. We just, I think, have something very special, and it's not. I don't take the kudos for it. It's a God-given idea, the Vita Kits, and it's really something amazing. You just add cold water, and it gives a kid 80% of their daily nutritional requirement, and that can keep them alive. So one portion a day, and at R1.50 a portion, or 50 Rand a month, or 500 Rand a year, you can feed a child, and we will deliver anywhere in South Africa for that price. So the other important thing is, because there's no middlemen, we are manufacturing this ourselves. We're not buying the product in and just selling it on. We physically manufacture it, and we keep our costs to a minimum to be able to supply this product at the cheapest price possible to be able to make a difference.
Mark, where can people contact you? And I want to motivate people, and I'm pledging myself that I will give $500 just to start somewhere. And that people that you can know, I mean, it's our listeners and viewers that decided this morning, I'm going to give 50 or I'm going to give 500 Rand. Where can you be contacted? And I think to motivate people to say, I'm just going to give a little, but making a big difference.
Well, thanks so much for that. That's amazing. I think the best is, I can give my cell number too, but I'll give our website. It's www.outsidethebowlafrica.org. And on there is a platform that there's a snap scan, and you can pay online as well. Everything is on the website.
And Outside the Bowl. Mark, thank you so much for your time, and all of the best. Be blessed.
Thank you so much, Moore. It was great to be able to chat to you guys this morning. Thank you. Blessed day for you.
Thank you. En dis Mark Maingard, en glo my, hoekom ek 'n bietjie navorsing gedoen is, iemand kan wegstap van korrupsie af en dit kos hom R30 miljoen van sy eie geld, dan moet jy weet, jy kan hom vertrou. So, gaan maak 'n draai outsidethebull.org en kom ons kyk of ons kan help daar.